Hey guys, this is Jacques from Makulu Linux. I know the last few months have been pretty quiet from Makulu, but that's mainly because I kind of been working in the background without, public interference, without getting out in the public. I've also been extremely busy with moving to China from South Africa. My life's been pretty much turned upside down. Uh, Somehow, I still managed to find time to actually work on Makulu. Now, what I'm going to show you now is the latest release that will be going live soon. The ETA, well, the release date will be announced soon. I'm guessing somewhere end of November, beginning December, so matter of weeks really. It is ready, just about a couple of minor things I might have to tweak and change and blah blah blah. It's virtually bugless at this stage. Um, Put it this way, this build has gone through every possible um, stress test I could think of. Um, many builds. The public beta builds alone, when I say public beta builds, I mean the ones that have gone out to the testers, Makulu testers. I think we are probably close on 30, if not more than 30 beta builds already. That's just, after it actually hit beta phase. There was still additional, so roughly 30 builds I still made after that. So it's been put through the ropes. But 2 days ago, one of the testers actually referred to it as an LTS because it's running so well, so stable. This, of course, is the Aero design or the Aero themed Makulu release. Um, don't let it fool you. It may look and feel similar to Windows, but it is Linux, and this is a very, very, very powerful Linux build that I've made here. Um, I'm going to run through some of the features, not all of them, just graze over some of what you can expect. And I think this build is going to cause a lot of waves. It's really going to cause a lot of waves because it is stable, it is fast, it's very, very powerful. I put a lot of stuff under the wood here. And, it's even advanced users will probably go, wow. It comes in two flavors. There's a normal edition, obviously, like I do with most builds, where I include most of the stuff out of the box. And then there's also a slim edition, which has virtually almost nothing on it. It's got the look and feel of the normal edition, but the advanced users that will download that version will have to install all of their own apps and software. It comes with a basic browser and a couple of other basic items. Apart from that, there's not much in there. Just all the back-end stuff shared with a normal edition though. But obviously that one will make a very boring edition to make a video of. So this edition I'm showing you here now is the normal edition, the normal build, the one that most users will probably use out of the box. Alright, so with that being said, I think myself, I've probably built this a couple of thousand times, my own personal builds, because this is 9 months of work, literally 9 months of work. I originally released the 2.3 to public, but then we had so many issues that I just scratched it and started from scratch again. So if you've seen the 2.3, the public beta release that I made, this version has almost nothing in common with that other than the theme. Everything's changed since then. That one was based, I think that one was based on Debian. This one is not. This is kind of like a hybrid build. It's not based on Ubuntu or Debian. It's a bit of both, both best of both worlds. It will accept the PPAs from Ubuntu PPAs. It does pull from repos from Ubuntu, Debian, and Mint as well. It also pulls from the Makulu repos, but it is not based on one or the other. It's kind of like a mixture of different flavors all into one. Anyway, it's an amazing build. A lot of hard work went into this. I don't think I've ever worked this hard in my life on a Linux edition before. And I'm pretty sure that you will be impressed with it because I was impressed and I'm not easy to impress. And yeah, so I hope you guys will really enjoy this release when it goes live. I think for the next few months, this is the one that everybody's going to speak about. Not because it was, all the hard work. Well, yeah, sure, all the hard work. But I think it's mainly going to be because, it's just so different from what most Linux editions come out to be. I mean, if you look at Ubuntu and Debian and Mint, with them it's the same thing over and over and over, just different day, something new they've added, but it's the same old thing. When I show you this edition, it's just off the scale how awesome it is and how different it is, and a lot of people like different. So I think the talking point is going to be how beautiful it is and how well it runs. I think that's really going to play to all of its strengths. And of course, everything that's included under the hood. Things that normal users struggle to configure, struggle to set up, and I've done it for them. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's get onto the actual Linux build, the edition itself. Now I'm doing this video inside a VirtualBox. Remember, that won't run at full speed because it's emulated hardware. With that being said, it's still pretty damn fast. Okay, so when you first boot up, you're going to obviously, as always with all the Makulu editions, you're going to see this beautiful desktop environment. Okay, you're going to get this beautiful background, beautiful icons, beautiful calendar on the top right, clock underneath it, and you're going to get these quotes that change on the desktop background on the desktop. Now, the clock, the calendar, and the quotes are not conky. I keep seeing the reviewers refer to these as conky items. They are not conky. I do not include conky at all in any of my editions. I may at some stage, but I don't know. Conky is just gotten too old for me. These are controlled with the wallpaper changer, okay? And the whole actual wallpapers on Makulu is also controlled with the wallpaper changer. The quotes are controlled by the wallpaper changer, as well as the clock and the calendar, okay? So that's all controlled by the wallpaper changer. You're going to see this really beautiful desktop. You're going to get the traditional panel at the bottom with your system icons on the bottom right. You're going to get your favorite icons on the bottom left, your start menu on the bottom left. The menu itself, as you can see, it's a very simple, easy menu. It's actually called configurable menu. This version, I know that the current version, or currently, it doesn't really run well on Cinnamon. The guys are posting bugs and all kinds of stuff. I've managed to get it to work with no issues. I mean, it runs full speed, no problems at all. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so you got a very sort of a Windows lookalike kind of menu. Very, very snazzy. You got your favorite icons over here. You've got your system icons on the other side. You've got the categories, and of course you've got your your actual applications. And if you actually hover over an application, you'll see that you actually at the top you get a icon as well as a description. If you do the same on the favorites menu and the accessible menu, you'll see you get the icon here and you get the description of the app over there. So if we go look at, for example, let's see, system info. It's showing the operating system, Makulu Linux 10 Aero Edition. This is a dual system. It supports 64-bit as well as 32-bit architecture. Cinnamon version 2.6.13, kernel 3.13.58, and of course the rest of my hardware, but this is emulated hardware, so keep that in mind. Okay, so pretty much that's the system info. If we go look here, before I get into the apps and everything else, the system also supports just about almost every file system you can think of. UFS, XFS, and XFAT are the only three not supported. Everything else here is fully supported. PTRFS, HFS, JFS, NILFS, NTFS, the Razor. So all the file systems are pretty much supported here, so that's pretty much already very, very nice, because I know not many Linux editions, give you full support for a lot of the file systems. This supports everything out of the box. Okay, the theme, as you can see, the theme here is very much the Aero look. So it's got a very nice, beautiful border. It's got the beautiful shell theme. You know, it's semi-transparent, as you can see. You can see through the menu over there. If you have a closer look, you can kind of see through, right through the menu, the whole menu. Just enough to give it that nice kind of polished look, you know. And if I actually go to the themes, I've included a numerous amount of themes here. The icons theme is the Windows 10 icons set. If you actually look here, you'll see it's a very beautiful icon set. Very easy on the eyes, very nice. Not too round, not too square, just a nice little blend of lighting hitting it, and you know, it's nice. It's a nice icon set. Very modern looking. Um, so yeah, that's the icon set. Included though is the Windows 95 Classic icon sets, so you can change to that if you want. The Luna icon set is also included. That was the custom XP Luna edition, whatever. The Windows 7 icon set is included. The Windows 8 icon set is included. Okay, for the guys that prefer that. The Windows Vista Blue edition icon set is included. Also a very beautiful icon set. And then of course the blue XP icon set is included as well. By default, the Windows 10 icons are set, well, they're set by default. The window borders, you've got a vast majority of Aero Black, Vista borders, Windows 10 borders, um, yeah, even the Windows 10 borders, the Windows 7 borders, Windows 8 borders, the XP borders. So you've got a different flavors of XP as well. There's the original. So you've got a vast amount of window borders here that you can actually use. All very beautiful, you know, all very, very cool. Um, so you can really just theme the system virtually with any flavor you want here. I mean, it's really, really, really great. Um, Users can go wild customizing the system to their needs. Okay, the actual control themes. You've got the Aero look, which is the very kind of polished, round, bluish, you know, light blue look. Actually very nice. I think a lot of people will like that. It's going to be very popular. Then you've got the Aero blue look. You've got the Aero grey look, which is a very grey kind of shiny look. You've got the Aero Smooth look, which is actually like a very, it's much smoother. You know, it's called smooth because it looks and feels smooth. Then you've got the Luna theme, control theme. You've got the Mint XP control theme. You've got the Windows 7. You've got the Windows 8 kind of look with the control themes. And then you've got two flavors of XP here. Okay, by default, the Windows 10 control theme. You've got the light and the dark, obviously, for those guys that prefer the darker look. You've got a dark version of the default theme. Okay, so there's the light version, the one selected by default. The mouse pointers, you've got the Oxy Black, which is quite a cool little pointer. That's actually my personal favorite. You've got the Oxy Neon Green, Orange, Pink, Purple, Red. You've got the yellow, and you've got the Numix cursor, which is actually quite another one of my favorites. I kind of also like that one. And then you've got the default kind of Windows looking cursor. Okay. The shell themes, you've got a couple here. You've got the default cinnamon. I left that one in. I didn't really want to take it out, so I left that in. You've got the obviously the Aero look, the default Aero. You've got a very kind of a blue theme here. For the guys that prefer everything very blue. You've got the Windows Classic look, you know, the Windows Classic look. So in actual fact, you can change it to the Classic icons, the Classic look. Put the old XP controls in here. You can change the Windows borders to Windows Classic. And as you can see now, you actually have a very classic look. Everything's very classic feel, classic look. You know, so you can really go crazy with the theming. You know, I mean, the limits are almost endless with the combinations. You know, you can do the same with the you can do the same with the Windows XP. You know, you can go the XP and XP, yeah. So now you've got a very XP look to your system, you know. So yeah, you can really go crazy with this. Sorry, I meant the other XP. There we go. Now you've got a very kind of a XP look to your system, you know. So you can really theme it up, you know. There's another theme that will be quite popular, Cloud. Um, that's also a very nice theme. It's like a very almost black kind of look, but it's also got a bit of transparency there. Very nice. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the default ones. You got the Metro theme, which is the kind of Windows 8 start menu, Windows 8 shell theme. Also very cool. Um, you've also obviously got the Windows 10 as well. I've included the new Windows 10 shell theme here. So for those guys that prefer the Windows 10 look, you've got it, man. It comes straight out, and it's a very snazzy look. You know, it's not an ugly theme at all. Very cool, very crazy. Um, okay, and then you've got the Ken shoe. The Ken shoe is going to be very popular because that's kind of like a very light gray, transparent, but with blue highlights. You know, the theme. I think this one's going to be very popular as well. And then of course you've got a very grey, it's very light grey theme, and then you've got a very dark theme, which is like almost like a sort of a very transparent, uh, very dark grey, you know. Uh, yeah, so I'm going to put back to the default arrow there, the default border there, the default icon set, default control set, and default everything else. So yeah, so that's pretty much on the theming front. You've got endless combinations of themes that you can run there, and as you can see, every single one of them beautiful in their own way. Your window borders, you've got endless options there. You can really theme and skin it to almost any kind of look to emulate any kind of Windows edition out there. Um, the operating system, the themes itself is very smooth feel and look. As you can see, the highlights are nice. The font is easy to see. Very smooth looking, very cool. So on a point of view from a looks perspective, you know, um, it's stunning. It's a stunning setup. You know, everything is just flows. Everything's just smooth and you know, really easy on the eyes. Even right click options, selecting something, it's very easy, very nice. So yeah, so that's the theming options. You know, I just wanted to get that out of the way. You've got such a variety of themes available that you know, you'll sit for days trying to find yourself like, you know, a nice theme. You'll probably try them all out for a bit and then switch again. And so yeah, from a theming point of view, this is going to be quite nice for most people that like playing around with themes because everything's there for you. Nice bunch of combination for you, a combination of themes for you to play with. Wallpapers are very cool too. They kind of have that whole Windows feel and look. You know, there's a bunch of wallpapers included here. Some very stunning ones. I'm not going to really go into all of them right now. Um, but the wallpaper changer is very nice. It lets you control the wallpaper straight from your, you know, with your mouse cursor straight from the desktop. There's plenty other options here for you to mess around with effects and everything. So the wallpaper changer is pretty cool. If you want, you can change the wallpaper default ones as well. But then you're going to have to disable the wallpaper changer to get to those default wallpapers. I'm not finished with the default ones yet. That's why it's blank. I'm still busy with that. It's kind of one of the last things I do. But they will be available there. For the guys that want to disable the wallpaper, disable this automatic wallpaper switcher. You just do it down at the bottom here. Okay, now we get into functionality. Okay, this build has, well, let's start with the Office options. Okay, it comes out with a full Office edition, full WPS Office edition, as well as the multi-document viewer. So for Office use, perfect, man. This WPS Office is almost like Microsoft Office. It's like almost a virtual 100% clone kind of thing. Very powerful, very awesome. and the document viewer will handle everything else there. Um, on the multimedia front, you get your Google Music Manager, your Nuvola player. Okay, you can basically upload music to your Google Play Store, to your Google's cloud. Download music from the Google Cloud, and you can use the player here to stream music directly from the cloud. So, where Apple has their iTunes, this is basically the Android version of that. Basically, or the Google version of that, of the iTunes, basically, where you can upload your own music to the cloud. You can buy music on the cloud. It's pretty much like Google's version of iTunes. In fact, I think it's probably 100% almost the same kind of thing. But this edition has full integration with that, so you can play music directly off the cloud, stream it live, download from the cloud, upload to the cloud. Very, very, very awesome to have this. Okay, you've also got the Brasero, which is obviously your CD DVD writing program. Kazam is in there. Kodi is awesome. I've included Kodi, not just Kodi, but it's pre-configured with a bunch of really cool stuff. I'm not going to get into all of that now, but Kodi Media Center is fully integrated in this edition. Comes working out of the box, man. Really, really great. Okay, Simpler is the default player there, and let's go into some of the other stuff here. Steam comes pre-installed on the system, as well as a nice little skin manager for Steam. Play on Linux obviously is included in your Wine. The full Wine is in your man. Full support for both 32-bit and 64-bit software. And the internet, you've got the Claws Mail, you've got Google Chrome browser with Flash support. You've got MegaSync, which gives you free 50 gigs of online storage. Very, very awesome, and you can just sync your files easily. You've got a news reader, you've got Pigeon Instant Messenger, you've got Qubit Torrent Manager, you've got Team Viewer already pre-installed on the system. A lot of people use this to remote control other desktops or to connect to this one from another desktop. So that's pretty cool. FlareGet is also included in here, which is a download manager. Very, very awesome download manager, by the way. These guys work hard on this. If you really like it, I would highly advise and recommend that you actually just upgrade to the full version. I think the free version is fully usable, but I think there's a couple of limitations on it. Obviously, those get removed if you upgrade to full. On the graphics front, you've got ImageMagick, you've got MyPaint, which is an awesome paint program. You've got Nomax, which is an awesome image viewer, and you've got Pinta, which is awesome for editing images and so forth. Under administration, you've got BleachBit for cleaning your system. The system also comes with a built-in firewall and a built-in antivirus. You've got a nice antivirus updater there as well to keep your virus database up to date. BleachBit to clean the system. You've got a driver manager, Gpart, a grub customizer. You've got the Makulu constructor. Everybody should know what that is by now. You've got some awesome wireless tools in here. Reavers in here. Wi-Fi is in here. Aircrack is in here. Man, this system is really awesome. I mean, you can climb onto any Wi-Fi and just start running these tools. The guys that are into the Kali Linux and those type of guys, they will feel right at home with this, man. It works beautifully. You've got obviously your software manager, update manager. As I said, Wi-Fi is included there. The PPA manager is included there. Yeah, also obviously the calculator and leafpad and all the default stuff is in here. So on the software front, it's loaded with, not too much, just enough to sort of out of the box. You got your internet browsers working, your media players are working, your Office is working, and your Wine is working, your games, everything's covered sort of from that perspective. So the software on this system is pretty cool. As I said, it comes with a built-in firewall as well. And it is turned on by default. I know in the past I usually left it turned off because I wanted to allow the user to control whether he wants his firewall on or off. But you can't be too safe nowadays, and so it's on by default. You can switch that off if you want easily, just flip the switch. But by default, when the system comes out, your system is fully protected, man. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. The system also supports all the standard formats. I mean, all the different media player formats, the video player formats. It's all supported out of the box, man. Doesn't matter what you throw at the system, it will just run and work. You also have the right-click options to scan for virus, for example. Okay, I don't think there's anything in that folder. Just give it a second to start scanning there. You can right-click open as root, opening terminal, copy to, move to, all the different options are here. If you actually right-click on an image, you can actually set it as desktop background. Just right-click, set as desktop background. So there we go. Summary, scan summary, blah 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 blah, scan one directories, not files, da 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 da. Anyway, so out of the box, the system runs like a dream. It's got a very similar and familiar look and feel to Microsoft Windows. So all the Windows users will love this system. They'll love it because it's easy to use, easy to find your way around. Um, and even the Linux users, I think, will really like it because it's very powerful. Under connections, network connections, man, you've got all the support for virtual networks, Wi-Fi's, everything standard. You've got open VPN support, point-to-point tunneling. So yeah, you've got full VPN support here as well. Um, you really have a lot of options here. I mean, I've really gone out of my way to make this a very functional environment for pretty much any user, and it runs stable. You know, I've got guys that test it day and night. I mean, and they do a good job. You know, they pretty much anything that's out of place, they're very quick to tell me. They don't hold back. You know, and I'm pretty sure they can vouch for how well the system runs. So this is the Aero Edition. As you can see, it's stable. It's very fun edition. It's got a very awesome look. This is probably the most coolest Windows kind of look-alike system, Linux edition in the world at the moment. The ones I've seen in the past have all been based kind of on XP, and uh, I don't want to say they're bad because I don't think they are, but I just think that the guys that start renaming all the apps and menus and everything just kind of go a little bit too overboard. You know, Linux is Linux, man. You're either going to love Linux or you're not going to love Linux, you know. I mean, the only reason this edition even exists, because I refused to build it, you know, when it was first requested. But this edition was requested by users. You know, people requested me to make something that looks and feels like Windows, and that's the only reason I started doing it. And the only reason I actually carried on with it was because, wow, it became so popular. Everybody was just speaking about it, and I was like, okay, well, obviously this is what they want, you know. And I mean, what's the point of me working on Linux if I don't give the guys what they want, you know? So against my better judgment, I started working on it, and this is the end result, man. This is a Linux version or Makulu Linux edition that looks and feels maybe similar to Windows in some ways, but it's full on Linux. Under the hood, everything's Linux. I didn't rename a single app to look and feel like Windows. It's just mostly the everything else, you know, the framework that I worked hard on to get it to look and feel like this. But the power is all Linux. Every single bit of it is Linux. And it runs like a dream. I mean, it really runs well. Um, and as you can see, it is really good looking. I mean, this is spectacular. It really looks awesome. I'm not going to go into too much more detail than this. I don't want to make this a 2-hour video. Everything else will be in the release notes, but this is very functional, supports all the different file systems. You've got Wi-Fi tools on here, you've got streaming tools on here, you've got you know, cloud syncing apps on here, you've got office tools on here, you've got remote desktop software on here, You know, it out of the box. There's very little the user would have to configure to be, to make full use of the system. It will just function out of the box. And something else where Makulu may have suffered in the past was changing languages. A lot of people will be happy to know that that is fully operational now. You can now go into your language settings and you can sort of switch to virtually almost any language. Simply reboot, even if you're not connected to the internet. These languages are available offline. You can look at that selection. Look at that massive, 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 massive selection of languages here. You can just select the language, apply system-wide. You can even install additional ones, although I think there's 357 languages installed here. 357 languages pre-installed on the system. You don't even have to be connected to the internet. You can simply just switch to a different language, apply system-wide, reboot your machine, and you'll be inside the machine with your new language, selected language. I focused heavily on language, fixing the language options because I know in the past that, some of the guys from China or wherever they might download from, it was always such a mission for them to change language. It's not, if Linux isn't pre-configured properly with language, it can sometimes be a real fucking bitch to change language options. I know I've had that problem myself, and not me personally, but I mean when I've installed it like for a Chinese friend and then having to set it up in Chinese for him, I actually literally myself saw what guys go through, so I kind of made sure that I made that shit available. If you now change language, it's an easy, man. Just select it, apply, reboot, and that's it. So, and you don't even have to be connected to the internet for that to work. So I've really, really, really concentrated heavily on functionality here. Everything functions here, everything. Setting up a printer, setting up drivers, just about doing anything on the system is just a few clicks, man. It's so, so, so easy. Um, it runs like a dream. I wouldn't say it's too resource friendly. I'm not going to say it's the lightest thing around. When you first boot up, it uses around about 600 megs of RAM, 5 to 600 megs, which is standard. Once you start opening up a whole bunch of apps and stuff, it does climb to about 800-900. We're sitting around about there at the moment. But yeah, it runs fast. It feels fast and it feels. Remember, I'm on emulated hardware. I mean, it feels speedy. So, and the more memory you have, the more virtual RAM gets used anyway. It doesn't mean it's all the RAM that's currently in use. It's virtual memory. It's a kind of cached memory. Sorry, not virtual RAM. Cached RAM. It uses cached RAM as well. So of that 942, there's probably about 300-400 megs in cache there. Makulu Constructor also comes fully installed, fully integrated, fully operational, so you can change the system as you want and then just back it up, make a one-to-one clone straight into ISO with a few clicks. So really, really, the system runs well. I mean, it runs like a dream. I know everybody keeps seeing this donate button. Yeah, the reason I've put that in there is because I've noticed, over the last year or so, I don't know why. I don't know if it's something I did wrong, but really, people, I mean, I'm getting like 13,000 downloads a week, but almost nobody donates to the project. And I hate bringing it up, but you guys have to understand, man. The project can't run itself on $50 a month. It puts serious strain on me. Now I've got to work on it 24 hours a day, then I must still fund it myself. It's like, it does get a bit much sometimes because if I have to fund the project and if I'm working for free on Linux, it means I have to pay my bills somehow. So what do? I do the only thing I can do, get myself a day job, start working there. You know what happens when you work on a day job? You work 8 to 5, you get home, you're tired. Now you're not in the mood to program anything, so, Linux takes a back seat. And releases get delayed and they take longer and blah 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 blah. So and I'm not saying anybody must donate to the project. I don't want to force anybody into anything they don't want to do, man. But I'm just saying, if the project got some better funding, I would be doing this full time, and you'd see these kind of releases a lot more, a lot more. Instead, I have to now work a full time job, and I have to do this in my spare time. I have almost no social life. So, and and like some months I see that donation thing just sit on $1, and it just sits there all damn month. Like nothing will come through. Other months I see that like $20 come through and $10 here, but at the end of the day, it's still like only $50. I mean, nobody can survive on that. It's barely enough to even pay for the hosting. So that's why I put that there, just to remind the guys who ever download, if they like it, make a small donation, man. Keep the project going. If the dollar signs climb over there, I will start doing some serious work because I'll be able to not do my day job. I'd be able to focus on Makulu full time, which is actually my dream. I mean, I love working on Linux. I truly love it, and you can see it by the kind of releases I do, the passion I put into this, man, the effort I put in here. I really love doing this. But for some reason, the universe just blocks me at every possible angle. Anyway, so that's pretty much the video up to there. I'm still this edition's still in the works. There's a lot more surprises coming. There's going to be more under the hood. I don't want to cover everything in one video. I just kind of want to show it off and show you what awesomeness is coming your way soon. It should be done in the next few weeks. This is probably going to be the most stable edition I've ever put out, with almost everything like fully tested and stress tested. Um, Such going to be such an easy setup for people and users. It's going to almost feel like you're installing a Windows edition, well, not a default one. After they release like 14 different service packs and it eventually runs nice and stable. Yeah, this will feel like that out of the box. You won't have to wait for 14 service packs and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, that's Makulu Aero Edition version 10 coming your way soon. So keep an eye out for it. It should be live in a few matter of weeks now, and I will speak to you guys soon.